G'day legends, James here from Gamma Flare. Hockenheim delivered everything we love about GT3 racing. Fierce battles, huge incidents, and 2 races packed with drama. Race 1 exploded into life as the field charged towards Nordkurve. Cars scattered across the circuit. Jensen Bade lost his early advantage as the order was turned upside down. Later in the race, Darren Lobb and Dylan Shepherd collided heavily. Keeping clear of the trouble, Connor Franson produced a composed drive to secure the victory, ahead of Jensen Bade and Fraser Clegg. The opening lap was bumper to bumper until Connor Franson spun out, dropping to the rear of the field. Ryan Jones launched an aggressive move that ended in contact with Fraser Clegg, sending both cars off the circuit. Josh Holmes added to the drama with a spin and difficult recovery before the closing laps. Adam Hughes delivered a brilliant recovery drive from 11th on the grid, charging through the field to claim the race victory, ahead of Jensen Bade and Alex Sprague. The Winter Series now heads to Le Mans, where flat-out straights, relentless commitment and endurance racing history await. If Hockenheim was about racecraft, Le Mans is about precision. Let's head upstairs to the broadcasting lounge, where the brilliant team are standing by to give you all the action of the next battle. Until next time, keep it pinned, and I'll catch you at the next track, legends.
Welcome everyone to round number 8 of the SuperCars NZ GT3 Winter Series. We jump across from Germany to France, and shout out to James for that incredible recap of what was some incredible racing last week. My name is Brandon Stock, and joining alongside me is Shane White. Shane, how are we doing on this fine evening?
I am very good, thank you, Brandon. Excited to be here at one of the most famous race circuits when it comes to sports car racing in the world. This is the home of the biggest endurance race in the world, the Le Mans 24-hour. We're not quite going to be going for 24 hours tonight. 55 minutes is our race length tonight, and we're racing some GT3 cars around, so it should be super exciting.
It should be a track very strong for slipstreaming, no matter what kind of car you are in. Also, our producer Wayne Bloor is going to bring us these amazing pictures. Let's take a look at our track map at Le Mans, give you guys a bit of a look into what awaits the drivers here tonight. Take a look at that track length there, 13 kilometers of pure racing, and about 90% of it, I'd say, is proper street circuit. But I mean, you wouldn't tell the way this track is laid out. Fantastic to have this track on the calendar. And let's take a look at that weather as well. Look at that, 20 degrees is what we're facing with here. You can see there what the track temperature is going to do and what the weather is put in store for us here tonight as well. Well, Shane, I mean, look, last week we had a very strong race happening. We had fantastic moves happen. We had some brilliant racing going on. But I mean, what was your take out of last week?
My takeout from last week is anything can happen. Expect the unexpected, because so much went on at Hockenheim last week, and everything was changing, and I think we're going to expect more of the same tonight. Big long track here, high speeds, tricky braking zones, tricky corners, just so many challenges for everybody, and I think we're going to see some results get mixed up again tonight.
I think we will do, and of course, very fast flowing back end of this circuit here. You can see Fraser Clegg now coming through the back end of the track, coming up towards some of the most iconic pieces of this Le Mans race circuit, through the left-hand sweeper, coming up towards the pit lane entry. Of course, don't forget 2 pit stops here tonight, 2 CPS compulsory pit stops to be made, and strategy will come into this through the final couple of chicanes for Fraser on board here, through the flop and up towards the line. So of course, quick little recap for everyone. 15 minutes is our qualifying time that we have set. However, you're only allowed 2 flying laps, and I can see on my timing tower at least everyone's out there except one driver, that being Joshua Holmes is the only one who hasn't gone out yet. Everyone else is out there, and thankfully it's a long track because you can build some space between everyone around you and not catch yourselves out or catch anyone else out, as it were. So Fraser Clegg now coming through the Bugatti section of what's known as the Bugatti section of the circuit onto what will be the Mulsanne straight, and he's going to contend with a little bit of traffic on his way through. Might help him out, make him a little slipstream as he makes his way through.
Yeah, plenty of room to spread out, but Fraser's managed to find a nice slipstream there. Dylan Shepherd raced room ahead of him, and while there is plenty of room to spread out, it's going to take the guys 4 minutes to get around. So that's why we've seen all the guys come out nice and early, because with a just under a 4-minute lap time, they don't actually have a lot of spare time with those 3 laps. They're going to use up a big chunk of the 15 minutes available to them just getting those laps in. So everybody getting straight out there and getting onto it.
Yeah, certainly will, and we'll see how all of them tackle it already. 7 minutes down, and I mean a lap time around here, looking at the practice times, was just under 4 minutes. So not a lot of time to make, or actually, you got to be able to make hay while the sun shines, essentially, because if you miss out, if you leave it too late, then you are done for. So looking at a few of the drivers now, Jaco Fenter out there. So we'll see the first lot of lap times coming in fairly soon. We got a picture-in-picture there on board with Jaco by the looks of it. Just see how he's tackling, coming down towards the back end of this racetrack. So a very long lap. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to keep your concentration up for at least 4 minutes of the that it takes you to get around here, Shane. So I think it's going to be a tough challenge for a lot of these drivers. Going to be mentally draining as well, to be able to keep focus for as long as you have to.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, it is not easy keeping that focus all the way through the long 4-minute lap time, and then backing up and doing it again as Alex comes across a bit of traffic at the end of his lap here. I think that was that Sean McNamara
That was
ahead of him there.
I think that was Sean McNamara. I think Sean, unfortunately, getting in the way there. So now times are coming in. Jensen Bay currently 3:52 is the benchmark time, with Sebastian Bay behind him. Sean McNamara in third. So now times will start to roll in, and they'll be out there doing one last run, and then I think that'll be it. Joshua Holmes still has not gone out for his lap. We'll keep an eye on Alex Bragg here. Coming down. Here we go, Dylan Shepherd now in the Mustang, up into P3 at the moment, dropped down to P4 only just. So as we take a look at some of the other times coming up there, Adam Hughes up into second. Jaco Fenter jumps into fifth for Gamma Flare. So representing Gamma Flare right there. Black flag for Robert Henry. Not too sure what that's about. Hopefully we'll get some word on what happened there. He's in the pits, so I don't think he'll go out for another one. Alex Sprague currently sitting, just trying to find him on my timing. So he's currently, he hasn't even set a time yet. So now this will be his first flying lap. And this is going to be crucial to see where he can go in. And where's he going to start this one? So he's following Sean McNamara. Bit of a slipstream being given. Through the second of the S's. Down this long Mulsanne straight. More times coming in. Blake Greenhall up in the 9th. Aaron Goodrick in 8th. Sean McNamara, who we're looking in front of here of Alex Sprague's car. Currently P7.
So Alex Sprague, I think maybe potentially had contact with Sean at the end of that previous lap to avoid his lap time, although that would have avoided Sean's lap time as well, actually. So that's probably not correct as a say that out loud, it's probably not right. So he maybe had an off track somewhere, but yeah, not getting a lap down on that first lap. So he needs to make this one count. Absolutely crucial that he delivers a lap time here, but he's still got Sean in front of him, and he got caught up at the end of the lap with Sean previously, so I don't know that he's quite managed the gap. Sean being on lap is absolutely entitled to stick to his racing line and continue his lap. He doesn't need to jump out of the way while he is on that time lap, as long as he's actually pushing.
Yeah, definitely will be, and we'll see. Look at Alex, he's got a good run through Indianapolis at the moment, coming up towards the right-hander, exiting the Indy corner, and we'll be coming up towards the Porsche curves. See how much of a time he can gain out of this one. He's very close to Sean.
And he's getting full advantage of that draft, but he's right under the rear wing now, and he will be losing a little bit on that front splitter through here. Dirty air across that front splitter is going to be taking some grip away, but still able to stick with Sean, but it will be costing him a little speed here, I think.
It definitely looks like it has maybe hindered him just that little bit. We're 12 minutes down, 3 to go. Does Alex Sprague have anything for us? He's going to follow Sean all the way around. Hope he doesn't get slowed up too much through these last couple of corners. Jumping over the curbs, 1 and 2, coming across the line. Where does that put Alex Sprague? Does it help him? Sean jumps up to 5th. And I'm not seeing a time for Alex Sprague. He might have gotten a cut track.
Yeah, he hasn't recorded a time there, so I think he has had another off track there. So that's him done. He's not going to have a time, and we're going to have to see Alex Sprague come from the back.
We know Alex can do it. He's done it before. Connor Franson, unlucky last week at Hockenheim, unfortunately getting involved in a little spin. Jumps up to P1, 3 minutes 52.504. So Connor Franson has that Mustang dialed in and is currently on provisional pole at the moment. Darren Lobb in the Ferrari. I can't see. He hasn't even set a lap time yet, so we'll see where he ends up in this one. A handful of other drivers also haven't set lap times, including that of Shane Edgar, who is registered for this one. But a handful of drivers have set some sectors, but not sitting in full lap times, excuse me.
So it looks like there's a few guys that haven't managed to record a lap time, so that's all going to help Alex Sprague out. Obviously, iRacing has its ways of calculating which order those guys that haven't done a lap time will start.
Yeah, we'll see where that puts everyone when it comes to the starting lineup. So Darren Lobb now coming through the Porsche curves up towards the back end of the circuit. Going to come up towards the chicane area here, the Ford chicane at the end. Let's see where Darren ends up. Does he keep this going, or will he die for the line? Nope, he's going to keep it going. 30 seconds left. A handful of drivers, like we said, have not recorded lap times. Now, where does Darren jump up to? Darren has jumped up to P4. So that Ferrari shoots up to P4. He splits the Bates, Jensen and Sebastian. So he splits them up. Checkered flag will drop. Is anyone else still on a lap time? Matt Priest jumps up to 11th. Grant Bristow.
Adams comes into the 10.
There you go, Jet Adams in the 10. Nice. Good job by Jet. I'll keep an eye out on this duo here. Grant Bristow being followed by Vota Buerta, I think that is. Here we go. Grant's coming across the line now. Where does he put that BMW? Vota up to 11th. Grant Bristow in P21. Iconic livery there for Grant Bristow, I will say, though. You haven't seen that on a BMW since Super Tourer era. So I mean, this just shows you my age. Right, so flag is out, and we are ready to kick into the grid. Before we go, we'll just give you guys a quick little look into the Sim Racing Hub app, and we'll be right back.
G'day legends, James here from Gamma Flare, and buckle up because sim racing just got a serious upgrade. For years, we've all been chasing the same thing: faster laps, bigger grids, closer battles, stronger communities, a single place where racers can connect, compete, and belong. Well, mate, that place has officially arrived. Introducing the all-new Gamma Flare Sim Racing Hub. And trust me, this isn't just another app sitting on your phone collecting dust. This is the heartbeat of your racing world. Your championships, your events, your stats, your rivals, your mates, your racing community, all connected in one powerful place. Whether you're hunting lap records, chasing championship glory, climbing the rankings, or simply looking for your next battle on track, the Sim Racing Hub puts everything you need right in your pocket. Want to know where you stand? Dive deep into detailed driver statistics, race results, championship standings, performance tracking, and season history. Every lap, every race, every point, every step of your journey. Planning your next race weekend? Too easy. Jump into the live calendar and instantly see upcoming races, qualifying sessions, special events, community competitions, and championship rounds, all organised and ready to go. But now we're getting into the really exciting stuff. The Sim Racing Hub gives you direct access to major events and championships with seamless registration. One click, one entry, one place to get yourself on the grid. From weekly community races right through to the legendary SuperCars NZ Championship, you're never more than moments away from your next green flag. Register, race, compete. Then follow every championship battle as it unfolds with live standings, season-long rivalries, and points fights that go right down to the wire. And here's where things get properly wild. Live driver interaction. That's right, follow your mates, message competitors, build rivalries, celebrate victories, share the highs, laugh off the disasters, and fire up some classic pre-race garage banter before the helmets go on. For the first time, the racing community is connected like never before. Add breaking iRacing news, event updates, community announcements, and everything happening across the Gamma Flare ecosystem, and you've got the ultimate sim racing companion, built by racers for racers. So here's the deal. The lights are on, the engines are fired, the grid is forming, and the rest of the field is already rolling out. Right now, grab your phone and scan the QR code on your screen. In less than a minute, you'll be connected to one of the fastest growing sim racing communities on the planet. One scan, one download, one community. Everything sim racing. The Gamma Flare Sim Racing Hub. Your racing world connected. I'm James from Gamma Flare. Keep it pinned. Stay absolutely rapid. And remember, championships aren't won sitting in the garage. I'll see you on the grid, legends. Catch you trackside.
So just to keep you all updated on that, make sure you get along with the Sim Racing Hub app for all your latest news and results, and also keeping up with all the championships that SuperCars NZ run throughout the week. Of course, don't forget this weekend starts the Triple Crown, which we will hopefully be able to look at into a little bit later on. 30 teams have signed up for that, so that'll be fun to keep an eye on for the Triple Crown. Of course, we have the Bend, then Bathurst, and then we go to Sandown. So an absolute mega Triple Crown event. All right, well, while the timer ticks over from the qualifying session, let's have a quick look at our grid, or we wait for them to grid up first. We'll take a look at our point system actually while we have a little bit of a timer there. So you can see there, Alex Sprague leads this championship still, but only by about, 200 odd points there. So Adam Hughes there with 3 wins to his name. Jed Adams in 3rd, Joshua Holmes in 4th, Fraser Clegg 5th, Blake Greenhall in 7th, Blake Greenhall in 6th, Jensen Bade 7th, Robert Henry in 8th, Josh Thompson in 9th, and Sebastian Bade in 10th. So good mix up of the grid there. And it just shows you how consistency plays a role in this one, Shane.
It does, and that battle for the final step on the podium there is super tight. There's about 5 or 6 cars there, all within 100 points of each other, so that's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on.
Well, definitely will be with a few rounds left in this season. We'll see how that plays out. Let's take a look at our grid. Connor Franson lines up on the pole position, and then Ford Mustang alongside him is Adam Hughes. So those two resume their battle. Then we have a couple of Ferraris in Jensen Bade and Darren Lobb. And then back to a couple of Mustangs with Sebastian Bade and Dylan Shepherd. Then in 7th and 8th, it's a couple of McLarens with Sean McNamara and Jaco Fenter. That'll be an interesting one to see. We got the Supercars admin and Mr. Gamma Flare going at it from the 4th row of the grid. Then in 9th, it's Jacob Beal. And rounding out the top 10, we have Jet Adams and the best of the BMWs.
Couple of McLarens just outside the top 10, Bota in 11th and Aaron Goodrick there in 12th, and it's Matt Priest in 13th alongside Philip Antoon there in 14th. Blake Greenhall in the Ferrari in 15th alongside the Mercedes of Jonathan Turner in 16th. Top place Mercedes there tonight, so they're down the order a bit. Oliver Foote there in 17th, Phil Carpenter in the McLaren in 18th, Louis Robertson 19th, and Leith Swinney rounds out the top 20 in the Ferrari.
Grant Bristow joins us in the BMW for Reaper Racing. We'll have a look at that livery later on. Very iconic indeed. Josh Thompson and Thomas McCall, a couple more Mercedes involved there. Then we have Christian Jenkins, Fraser Clegg in the back, Peter Blackie, Alex Sprague, Robert Henry, Joshua Holmes, Sid Benjafar, Aidan Williams, Jesse Simpson, Nick Aston, and also Shane Edgar and Scott Kinder rounding out the grid there. So 35 cars. Steve Darren is in the session, although I don't think he's out on track. So, sorry, excuse me. So 35 cars out on track tonight. Going to be an interesting one there. As you can see the cars now warming up. Their tyres getting ready for what is sure to be an epic 55-minute race here tonight at Le Mans. And Connor Franson sticking to the iRacing controlled Porsche safety car. Bit of a gap to Adam Hughes. Going to have to bring that gap a little bit closer for the start. No doubt Race Control will be looking at that. Of course, shout out to the gentlemen in Race Control. We have John Gibson in there with Dylan Radford and Peter Vanderberg, who will all be joining, who are looking after this series. And we'll see how that one goes at the moment. So we'll see how busy they get. Actually, last couple of rounds they've been pretty busy. Take a look back at some of the other grid there. You can see Alex Sprague in the back there in the Lamborghini. Way back there. There's Robert Henry and Fraser Clegg as well. So a couple of top names that we're used to seeing up the front, way down the back. The iRacing pace car pulls off. Mustang versus Mustang. Ferrari versus Ferrari. Another couple of Mustangs and a couple of McLarens. And here we go. Lights out. And we are racing at Le Mans for 55 minutes. Watch them spread out over the course of this track. Oh, big off there. That was Darren Lobb, I think.
Oh,
He's just had a big off. He's lost the bumper as well. So all that hard work for qualifying does not pay off. It's Connor Franson, Adam Hughes, then Bade. Looks as though Shepherd and it looks as though Jaco Fenter as well is flying the flag there for the McLarens. Sean McNamara stays in 7th at the moment. Oh, someone's run wide there. I think that was Grant Bristow, who's had a big wide look there. As Connor Franson now leads this field out onto the Mulsanne straight. What a start we've had, Shane.
yeah, devastating start for Darren Lobb. He drops all the way to the back with that off at turn 1. It was a drag race between Connor Franson and Adam Hughes down towards turn 1. Connor Franson getting the better of him, but Adam Hughes able to pick up some draft now on the run down the Mulsanne straight into those chicanes for the first time.
Yeah, here we go now through the chicane. We'll see how this all plays out. Jensen Bay might be able to use some of that speed in the slipstream of the Ferrari. Sebastian Bade follows in, so a little bit of a gap already forming between a couple of the cars here. But look at Connor Franson now. Already built up a lead. Look at this. Jaco Fencer coming under attack from Dylan Shepherd. Lap 1. Drag race down the Mulsanne. You're going to see this quite a bit tonight. I can tell you that right now. Through goes Dylan Shepherd on Jaco Fencer and gets it done. A little bit of a wide maneuvering there for Sean McNamara, under attack from Aaron Goodrick and Wouter Botha. On board with Oliver Foote. The 77. Looking back towards Philip Antoon. Oh man, this is fantastic stuff. Where else can you see this? 35 GT cars all going at it. Oh, look at this. Alex Sprague trying to make his way up the field. A bit of a battle there with another one of the Lambos. Big dive. That's Aiden Williams. Oh, how close you want it, Jade?
This is so good, and they're bumping down the straight. Alex Sprague is going to have the inside through these next couple of kinks.
We're looking inside of Aiden's car there, Shane. I mean, that is how close they are. Look at that.
Yeah, super close, and if Aiden can stick here alongside, he's going to get the inside into Indianapolis corner.
Here we go, through Indy for the first time. Oh, watch the speed. No way did Alex get that done. Move of the night. Woohoo! Well done to Alex Sprague. Gets it done. 2 into Indy. What a move there. So Alex Sprague is a man on a mission, up 9 spots already. That is a big move for Alex Sprague right there.
And he's already lining up Phil Carpenter here as well. He's right under his rear wing as they come into the Porsche curves. Does he poke the nose out? Now he's going to sit in behind for now. Oh no, he pulls out and he's going to go around the outside. Wow. Out of nowhere.
That's absolutely incredible stuff there from Alex Sprague. Just a quick have a look down the list here. Darren Lobb up to 25th after having that big off at the start there. Look at the Mustang here, Fraser Clegg looking for a move on Louis Robinson. Oh, cuts the nose off the Fraser Clegg Mustang. Alex Sprague runs a little bit wide there through the second to last chicane there. So lap 1 is already in the books. Connor Franson leads, Adam Hughes second, Jensen Bade third. Nothing has changed from those top 3. But we have a few battles up and down this grid. Louis Robinson now. Oh, sorry, Fraser Clegg now gets the move done on Louis Robinson. And Alex Sprague going to be looking for some moves now as well. Through the S's.
Had a bit of a run, just had nowhere to go there and had to get out of it. It's actually slowed right down. I wonder if he picked up a slowdown there somewhere.
Oh, maybe he has. I think it might have been the slowdown he picked up off that chicane potentially. Hence why he has slowed down a bit.
Leaf Swinney has just towed with permission from race control, so potential for a safety car. We'll keep an eye out on that.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on where end up. Take a look at our replay quickly of Darren Lobb. Now things have slowly settled already on lap 2 here. Oh, big off there, backwards into the sand trap, losing the bumper. That's not what you want to see. Here we go, full replay now. Look at Darren Lobb in the Ferrari there. See him right next to Jaco. Oh, just squeezed.
4 wide there into turn 1 and just no room, and Darren Lobb was the unfortunate party there that ended up off in the gravel and tumbling down the order.
Yeah, no doubt with that missing bumper, he's going to struggle for a bit of front grip. Look at this. Sean McNamara and Wouter, I believe it is. Yep, there he is there, and Aaron Goodrick right behind. So 3 McLarens fighting it out for what is 8th on the road. And look at how Wouter Botha is right in Sean McNamara's slipstream. He's almost pushing him down the Mulsanne.
Who knew a McLaren GT3 could bump draft, eh?
You wouldn't think so. Very light cars these are through the corner. They come through the right-hander. Got to watch for Blake Greenhall in the back there in 11th. McLarens are still going to fight it out. Coming down towards the Indianapolis section where we just saw Alex Sprague a lap ago make those fantastic moves. Here we go.
Blake having a look there. The Rogue Ferrari up against the 3 McLarens.
You think he'd be begging for another Ferrari to come and help him soon. Here we go.
Oh.
Very, very close in Indianapolis. Almost buried it into the back of Aaron Goodrick. Now coming through the last part of Indy out. Here we go, right up against the wall there. Nothing's changed. You can see the spit of flames out of the back of Aaron Goodrick's car.
Yeah, Blake could poke a marshmallow out his windscreen and toast it on that exhaust.
That's how close he is, that's for sure. Oh, here we go, look how close he is now. Almost right into the diffuser of the McLaren.
Oh, a little bit nervous in the rear as he turns into the Porsche curves though.
Yeah, unfortunately it's really tough to follow through this section here, especially in a GT car. The amount of dirty air that you get out of this, so I mean it's certainly one to watch out for, especially through a fast section like the Porsche curves. Down towards the chicane now. Just see where they end up. They'd look to be alright there. Shepherd now coming out, still following Sebastian Bay. There we got a pass from Jaco Fenter, who managed to get back past Dylan Shepherd here down the Mulsanne. Getting quite a bit of speed out of that one.
Dylan pulling over and slowing up, probably got a slowdown in the first chicane there, I'd say, by the look of that.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Maybe coming onto the Mulsanne, he might have gotten the slowdown. Because that's a very big slowdown there, and it's cost him big time. So now he's hunting down Sebastian Bate at the moment. Back down the Mulsanne we go. So 8 minutes and 50 seconds into this one. So we're almost there to the opening of the pit window in this one.
Dylan pulls out and gets that move done.
It's a done. Oh, look at that. You can see the McLarens in the background are still going for it as well. So as we see Shepherd get past Bade, Sean McNamara still has his hands full with the 2 McLarens behind him. Vota Buerta, Blake Greenhall. Oh, what's happened to Aaron Goodrick? He's dropped down the order a little bit. Oh no, what's happened to Aaron? He's lost 3-4 places there. Going on.
Something's already happened at this point, and he's gone off. Looks like he's carrying some damage there, so he might have had quite a big one previous to that.
He might have, because he's just lost a place now to Aiden Williams as well. So through that first chicane, something's gone wrong there for Aaron Goodrick. He's lost a lot of places. He was battling with Vota Buerta coming into that first chicane, but now nowhere to be seen. So Blake Greenhall's trying to get a tow from Vota, while Fraser Clegg's trying to get a tow from Blake. Look at Fraser now, going to pull out of the slipstream. Oh, I thought he was going for a move there. Thinks better of it.
Pit window's open now. We are past the 10-minute mark, so interesting to see if anybody takes the opportunity to get in and take a pit stop.
See how that turns out. Darren Lobb up to 20th, or back up to 20th after what happened to him. And Alex Sprague up into 14th at this stage. Here we go. Blake Greenhall pulls out for a move, and Fraser Clegg's going to push him along into Indianapolis. Oh. Just takes the nose off the Mustang. So Blake Greenhall now makes a pass, Vota Buerta, and now Fraser Clegg wants to get past the McLaren. Fantastic to see all these different makes and models of cars, GT3 machinery, battling it out here around Le Mans. for round 8 of the championship. There's Yoko with Jensen up there in third. He's looking for a move. Looks to be sniffing around for a move on Adam Hughes there, Shane, and not too sure. He's going to have to pull something very special out the hat to get past Adam Hughes, I'll tell you that, because Adam Hughes drives like that Mustang's on rails.
Yeah, he's been sticking pretty close, but hasn't been able to find a way around yet. Still sitting in P3, but this is looking like a good battle that will be one to keep an eye on as the race unfolds. And at what point does Jensen, sitting under that rear wing, make the call to get into pit lane and get the first of those compulsory pit stops done and maybe get some clear air in front of that Ferrari?
Oh, I don't know. I think if he's if those temperatures are starting to rise a little bit, I'd be thinking about jumping into the lane and getting out of that dirty air. But of course, it is a long lap around here, almost 4 minutes in length in a GT3 car, and no doubt Jensen will be wanting to think of that, because it's a long way to wait if you've wanted to try and jump out of that dirt area and into the pits. Get some fresh tires on potentially. Connor Franson now leads 3.3 seconds. He's opened up that margin just that little bit. Probably thankful that Jensen and Adam are battling it out. A few pit stops we made at the moment. So Joshua Holmes is in the pits with Darren Lobb, Alex Sprague, Oliver Foote, Grant Bristow as well in there as well. Fraser Clegg now looking for a move on Blake Greenhall down the Mulsanne, coming into the first chicane. Looks like he's got it done. Yes, he has. So he's got that move sticking. He made that move stick pretty nicely there. So well done to Fraser Clegg for that. Now his next target is Sean McNamara. Mr. Supercars NZ, of course, one of the admins putting the great championships together that we have here for Supercars NZ. Now down into the second chicane comes Sean McNamara, Fraser Clegg hot on the heels.
Fraser getting right under that rear wing, picking up the draft, pulls out now on the last part of the Mulsanne straight, and they're going to go side by side down into the tricky right-hander, tight right-hander at the end of the Mulsanne straight, and Sean getting the speed back late in the straight there, not able to hold on to the position though. Fraser moves up into P8 in the tricky braking zone there.
Yeah, so Fraser moves up. Well done to him, gets that move done. Now he's got to fight his way up to Jacob Beale, looking back here at Jonathan Turner, trying to fight off with Louis Robertson and Jesse Simpson. Also three different cars, a Porsche, a Mercedes, and then there is also the Porsche, Mercedes, and of course Jonathan Turner and the Merc there battling it out. Jesse Simpson in the McLaren, swapping over from the Porsche from last season. Through Indianapolis we go. So far pretty clean, but a few battles up and down this grid so far, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, good battles all the way through the field, which we absolutely do love seeing.
And
Blake Greenhall and Sean McNamara, Blake going up the inside and getting P9 there.
And I think Jensen Bade's also gone past Adam Hughes as well, so we missed that pass. Hopefully we'll get a replay of how that ended up. Yoko in fourth, Dylan in fifth. The lead of Connor Franson is now extended to 4.5 seconds. At this stage, we have a replay coming up. Thank you to Gamma Flare Sim Racing and our amazing producer, Wayne Blaw. Here we go. So out of the right-hander at the end of the Mulsanne straight, and gets it done easy well before the Indianapolis section. So well done to Jensen for that one. Good, clean move. made by the Ferrari. Sean McNamara dropping back now. He's dropped in behind Blake Greenhall. Almost finds himself in the clutches of Aiden Williams. Walter Buerta in. Another one to make a pit stop. Timing tower there. Nick Aston. Sid Benjamin, Phil Carpenter. Robert Henry now, I think, jumps into the lane too. So a few more people making their first little round of pit stops, making them count. Fraser Clegg up onto the rear of Jacob Beale. Fraser's found a lot of pace in that Mustang, Shane. I think he's actually put some Red Bull in the tank. Let me tell you that much.
Yeah, he's certainly looking very strong and almost is flying out there like he has got wings.
Yeah, almost has, hasn't he? He's just absolutely a mega job right now for Fraser Clegg. Up 18 positions. That's a big move there. We'll take a look at some of our other movers and shakers as Fraser tries to make this move stick. Aiden Williams up 21 positions. Jesse Simpson up 20. Fighting it out with Louis Robinson. So they're going at it back and forth. Side by side, Mustang versus Mustang. Fraser Clegg and Jacob Bill, and Fraser gets it done. So he makes up another position. Gets up into P7. Well done for Fraser Clegg, who is on a charge in this race tonight. So you can see there on our timing tower there. Thank you to our producer for putting that up. You can see the biggest movers and shakers in the field since they started. Darren Lobb down there just behind Alex Brock, so 21st and 22nd. As Aiden Williams now defends with all his might from Blake Greenhall, who has been charging through the field, trying to get back up to the front, get more inside the top 10. And we've got three very different cars in this one. So we've got the Lamborghini, we've got a Ferrari, and we have a McLaren. Three different cars, but they all practically feel the same. They're very aerodynamic, very sleek mobiles, and certainly ones to watch out for in this pack. Back to Sean McNamara, chasing down Blake Greenhall. You can see in the picture-in-picture, we've got Connor Franson on screen. Just trying to keep an eye on where he goes. Louis Robertson now in a battle here with, I believe that is Jesse Simpson out of Indy. And gets it done. Look at Turner in the Mercedes on the back.
Oh, he's right under his rear wing, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's very under that rear wing. Go any closer, you can probably see what Jesse's doing behind the wheel. Here we go, Jesse now looking for a move into Porsche curves on the Porsche. Not quite going to get it done there.
JT a little bit conservative on the entry to the Porsche curves there, but I think he's trying to set up the run through and see if he can close up that gap on the exit here, and he does, because Jesse has been held up big time under that rear wing of Louis. He gets the run now and gets down the inside, but JT thinks to be able to 3 wide, he dives to pit lane, and they're going to go side by side through the chicane. Louis cutting there, and he will have to serve a slowdown, so that will be Jesse Simpson's spot there.
Oh, Jensen a little wide. Coming over the top S's there. Sorry to cut you off there, Shane. But yeah, you're right. Absolutely big moves we made there between Jesse Simpson and Louis Robinson. Louis, unfortunately, having to take to the, cut the corner a little bit there. So no doubt there'll be an iRacing issued slowdown, as you said. Adam Hughes now looking for a move on Jensen Bade.
He wants to get him back. Jensen stole that P2 off him a few laps back, but Adam keen to get him back and get him back into the draft now.
Yeah, I think that little skirmish that Jensen had a few moments ago, I think that's opened the door for Adam Hughes. Look how close he is. Look at that slipstream. It's working. Those evil yellow eyes are coming into shot.
Rising up big time in the draft, and he's going to give him a little bit of a push.
Give a little push, get ready to back off a little bit as they come through the second chicane. Don't want to push too much.
Not entirely unusual to see a Mustang doing a bit of a bump drafting, but doing it to a Ferrari, that's not something you see every day.
No, that's definitely not something you see every day, that is for sure, and that's the beauty of GT3 racing. And even here on iRace as well. Yeah, Adam Hughes trying to unsettle Jensen Bate a little bit. That lead now from Connor Franson, on a side note, up to 6 seconds.
I get the feeling here, Adam, just trying to take advantage of being in that position in the draft and take the opportunity to save a bit of fuel here, because he doesn't seem to be pushing all that hard in the braking zones. He seemed to back off from Jensen a little bit in the braking zone there, so as you see Jensen get away into Indy here as well. So yeah, I think Adam just quite happy to sit here at the moment and save some fuel and see if he can jump him in the lane with a slightly shorter stop time.
Yeah, that might be one thing to look at. I didn't even think of the fuel saving method for Adam Hughes. That's actually a smart play there from Adam there. Looking a bit further up and down the grid. You can see some of the other battles that might be happening there. Sebastian Bade still stuck behind Dylan Shepherd. Just in front of them, a little bit further up the road, is Jarko Venter. And you can just see they're just taking it easy there, just trying to cruise it around until they decide to make their pit stops as they come through the Porsche curves. Back to Fraser Clegg a little bit. Trying his absolute best to get up there. Jacob Beal followed closely by Aiden Williams. Oh, bit of a ride one there for Sean McNamara. And a pit stop now being made by Jacob Beal, who comes in. Jarko Venter is also into the lane as well. So a couple more first pit stops of the race happening out here at Le Mans.
Aiden Williams finds himself with a bit of race room around him now after being in the thick of the action. Nick Aston battled down outside the top 20, so it's all the way through the field here. The battles are going on. Nick sitting in 23rd position and in the middle of a fight with Jonathan Turner and Oliver Foote just ahead of him as well.
Yeah, Nick Aston now is sitting into 23rd. So a few more battles happening up and down this grid. He's closing in on Jonathan Turner, who we know has made a stop.
Am I the only one that's a little bit disappointed that Nick Aston isn't driving an Aston?
I think you might be right there. I just looked up what his name was, so I think you might be right there. I think you might be the only one that's all disappointed, but I think I am too. But it'd be nice to see an Aston Martin out there. So a few more. And Shane Edgar's got a black flag. Now, is that coming into the pits too hot, or is that cutting the track somewhere?
Could be a pit lane entry penalty there, either cutting off a bit too much of the pit entry and getting an unsafe entry, or a speeding penalty on the way in, but it does look to be that he is serving that penalty in the box, so I would say something to do with not quite getting it right on pit entry.
Right, so our producers just pointed out it looks like it is a time penalty. You can see there on the bottom of the screen the timer just timing down for Shane Edgar. He's been in the pits for over a minute and 10 seconds now. That is a long, long time to be sitting in the pits there. You can see it on screen there. just for a split second there, the pit stop times for those that have pitted in this one, they're going to have to go again to compulsory pit stops in this one. Looking back at Josh Thompson now and up ahead of him. A couple of McLarens going at it, and Phil Carpenter. Oh, almost getting into it as Phil. And that's Jesse Simpson just in front of him. Now, who do you choose to bump draft here? If you're the Mercedes in the back there. Oh.
It's like not quite going to get close enough to bump draft either car, but loving the PlayStation livery there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, safety car. We have a safety car, and this could play very well into the hands of those guys who have pitted, because I think we may be to the point where you can get to the end from here. So those guys that have already pitted could get in, and well, we're at just about at the halfway mark, so you should be able to get to the end from here. If you've already pitted, you can make your second stop now under safety car, and you're good to go to the end. Where these guys that are coming in now, not having already pitted, taking their first stop, they're going to have to squeeze a second stop in somewhere, and that could be costly.
That could be costly indeed. Dylan Radford is our safety car driver tonight. So he'll be trying to drive the BMW as carefully as he can while he waits to pick up the leader. So here we go, pit stops now. You can see there in the bottom of your screen, picture in picture, what is happening there. Here we go. The pits are full.
You're going to get very busy in pit lane here. I think we're going to see just about everybody coming in and taking a pit stop.
There goes Connor.
Actually, Jaco Venter carries on. He is the first of the cars that had already taken a stop, and he's not choosing to take his second one just yet. So, not confident he can get to the end from here. He's going to slot in about P5 by the look of it.
Our best of our
P4
drivers.
he gets to.
Best of our drivers to come in. Shane, sorry to cut you off there. There's Alex Sprague, who's coming in. So he made his pit stop already at the start when the window opened. So he's coming in and taking that gamble, trying to get his car to the end.
Yeah, I think that's a good one, because we've gone over halfway, and all those cars that hadn't already pitted had already made it that far. So that tells me you can get to the end from here.
Well, let's hope those that have just made their pit stop now know that they have to come in a second time, because it is the rules of tonight. You get 2 compulsory pit stops to make it stick. There's the safety guy there. So down the Molson is where the leader, that being Connor Franson, catches the safety car. We'll quickly run through the grid a little bit, show you guys, showcase some of the liveries and the work that have gone on. So Connor Franson leads this one in the Mustang, with Adam Hughes behind him, the menacing OPR Gamma Flare Mustang there. In third is Jensen Bate in the Ferrari, and in fourth is Jaco Venter. Fifth is Dylan Shepherd, and behind him Sebastian Bate, another Mustang. That's where all the Mustangs seem to end up, is towards the front. Vota Buerta in the back there, just chilling behind him, warming up those tires big time with Sean McNamara. It's SuperCars NZ, Sky Channel 83 machine. Fraser Clegg, Red Bull livery, Jensen Bade. Awesome stuff to see the dark purple and black BMW back out on track. Philip Antoon there in the background, Gamma Flare as well. Gamma Flare and Matchfit Entertainment, I believe. He's changed the colours around a little bit, which is fantastic to see. Aiden Williams in the Lamborghini. Looks like he's thrown a bit of an Aussie fling to it with the colours. Got a Roo on the side. Hope he's going to be kicking his way to the front. Then you got Blake Greenhall behind in the Ferrari. And then you've got a shiny Porsche with Louis Robinson behind the wheel there in 14th for Jigsaw Racing. Behind Louis Robinson is Joshua Holmes, another one of the BMWs. So a few BMWs in this one at the moment. Alex Sprague there in the Lamborghini, Unmistakable Auto Moves Racing Academy Lamborghini. Well, we're looking to make his way further up the grid now as he's made his two pit stops. Jacob Beal, another Mustang, purple and black. Beautiful colors there. We have Darren Lobb up to 18th after his big off at the start. So Darren Lobb up into 18th. Well done for him. Also made 2 stops. Jesse Simpson in behind him in the McLaren as well. Then we have Nick Aston in a Lamborghini. Maybe next season we'll see Nick Aston in an Aston Martin. That'll be a sight to see.
I would love to see that.
That'll be amazing to see, wouldn't it? Jonathan Turner in the Mercedes out the back here. Bit of a gold and purple livery on his car. And just behind him is another Mustang and Oliver Foote. Iconic little Mustang livery there with the Mustang on the side of the car. Then we have behind him, we have Phil Carpenter. And you mentioned this livery before, Shane, the PlayStation livery. And this is my first time actually taking notice of it. It actually looks really awesome to see. Looks at old PS1 colors and the PlayStation logo on the front. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, brings back good memories of playing Gran Turismo 2 on the old PlayStation.
Oh, mate, you're making me feel really old saying that. Please. Please, I don't want to feel any older than I am. Josh Thompson in the Mercedes just behind that. Absolutely awesome stuff. I'm still reliving my old memories of Gran Turismo. I can say that now, having a PS1 myself at home still. Robert Henry in the Mercedes for Hoon Corp Esports. Competing in the Merc here tonight. And then just behind him, another one of the Team West Racing machines of Thomas McCall. In the back there, nice purple and black Team West Racing car standing out there. And then behind that is Grant Bristow. Now, if there was a vote going out for livery of the night, that's where my vote's going to go. Because that is an awesome looking livery on the BMW. And you haven't seen that livery on that car since the old Super Tourer era. That is an iconic livery right there.
Yeah, that is very cool.
Absolutely awesome stuff. Behind that is the 44 of Matt Priest in another Mustang. Shout out to Priest for that one. And then behind Matt Priest is another Corvette there of Christian Jenkins. And actually that's our only Corvette in the field tonight, which is a bit of a shame. So Christian Rodolph Jenkins going at it alone. And then behind them is Scott Kinder in P30 in the McLaren. So very shiny livery there as well. And then Peter Blackie, another livery that stands out quite substantially in the Porsche. Not too bad for the 696. And behind Peter Blackie is Shane Edgar, Canterbury South Removals or South Canterbury Removals machine. Bit of a iconic shell livery on that one with the colors. Pretty cool to see. And then a bit further back is Lee Sweeney. He's caught himself in the middle of all this at the moment there in the Ferrari. And then we also have Aaron Goodrick around the circuit somewhere. And I don't think he's out there, which is a bit of a shame. And Steve Darren, of course, unfortunately not out there as well. So there you have it. A bit of a look through all our drivers that are still out there circulating. And we're about to go restart here now. So Dylan Radford speeds as quickly as he can in a non-GT3 car. Oh, got to watch the pit entry. There we go. Yeah, watch the pit entry there, Dylan. You don't want to get yourself a penalty. You're our safety car driver. We need you to be the safest driver out there. So
Well,
Connor
Connor.
Franson will lead. Oh, he's blinking there.
Oh,
Oh,
car's
okay. Here we
diving to
go.
pit lane now on the restart.
Okay, so Adam Hughes, Jensen Bate, Dylan Shepherd, Vota Butter, Sean McNamara, Fraser Clegg, Jed Adams, Philip Antoon, Aidan Williams, Blake Greenhall, Joshua Holmes. The list goes on and on. For those that have just pulled in, Connor Franson will lead the way. He's got a massive gap.
So Alex Sprague jumped up to P4 now, and his biggest challenge was the number of cars between himself and the leader and the field spread by the time people pitted. But with all those cars pitting, he's now only got 3 cars in front of him. He can stay close, stay within the pit window, and he is in the box seat now.
He certainly is. This will be a big win for Alex Sprague to get this one. Unfortunately, not getting the time in qualifying meant he had to start at the back. But strategy seems to have worked out for him very well here. Jaco Fenter now looking for a move on Sebastian Bade. We'll keep an eye on what these three do here. 37 minutes down in this 55-minute race. And just a reminder to everyone, the pit window closes at the 45-minute mark.
Yes,
So
not too long until that pit window closes, less than 10 minutes, and that's realistically only going to be 1 or maybe 2 laps.
Yeah, I think we're 1 or 2 laps away, and then that doesn't give these drivers a lot of room to think and strategize and plan. They have to get it done soon.
They do, and they need to have crossed the pit entry line by the time they get to 45 minutes for that to count. So it's not like if they cross the start-finish line with more than 45 minutes remaining, they can just pit on the next lap. They need to get to that pit entry line before the time runs out. So they will be aware of that, and I would be playing it safe and pitting at the end of this one, I think.
Yeah, I think I would too. You don't want to risk going any further in this one. Drag race here now. Oliver Foote. Drag racing down towards the second chicane. Oh, how close do you want it? Nick Aston just makes it stick, but watch out for Jonathan Turner. He'll be looking for a move now. Round the outside at this stage. Nope, we're going to tuck back in for the slipstream. See what he can do down towards this back straightaway here. Down into the Mulsanne corner. Oh, bit of a slide. Oh, no!
Oh, big moment.
Bit of a touch up there. Not too sure how Race Control is going to view that, but that is allowed. A handful of the other drivers involved in this one, including the Team West Racing boys, and also a handful of other drivers, Phil Carpenter there as well, to come into the mix of into this one. So a bit of damage there for a couple of our cars. We'll see how Race Control decides to call that one. Matt Priest looking for a move, and the 77 of Oliver Foote not giving up this one without a big dive. Big dive on the inside. It doesn't look like Oliver's lost his footing in that Mustang. So he seems to have just found the pace now. It looks as though he's all right. Matt Priest drag racing here with Thomas McCall. It just gets around the outside. Pass coming up here, so as we look at a replay now, look at the picture-in-picture. Connor Franson is diving into the lane to get his pit stop done. Ooh, bit of a tight one there. Here's Jaco. Down past Sebastian Bade. Gets it nice and cleanly through the Porsche curves. So Jaco is still out there. Jaco has not pitted. Is he going to try and risk it and maybe go at the end of this lap?
I think he should be okay. They had about 5 minutes left when he came past the pit entry, 4-minute lap, so he should be all good.
That's going to be freaking close, I can tell you that right now. Oliver Foote's got a black flag to his name. Don't know if he's exceeded his track warnings, whether he's done something a bit naughty there.
Might have put a foot out of line there.
Oh man, we can go all night with the jokes on all this, but I can tell you that for sure. Put some comedy into this one. But Matt Brees now following very close to Thompson. Behind them is Oliver Foote. And just see how everyone's piling on here. Jensen Bade onto the back of Connor Franson. They've dropped down to 17th and 18th in this one. Adam Hughes just in front of them. So some big moves happening there. And looking further behind them, look at that. Shepherd, Plague, Bade. Absolutely. This could be a spicy end to this one. 42 minutes down. Sean McNamara looking for a move on Aiden Williams. The slipstream seems to be working for Sean's favour here. Through the first chicane. Nope, we're not going to bother. We're going to
straight there, just had to slot in behind. He had the momentum in the slipstream, but couldn't quite get down the inside. He'll tuck into the slipstream again, but Aiden's got a good exit there and a bit of a gap between the two cars at the moment.
Yeah, it definitely has. You can just see in the background there, I think Joshua Holmes has just made a move on Philip Antoon as well. So a couple of battles happening up and down this grid now. We'll keep an eye on where Jaco Venter is at this stage. He's coming down towards the Indianapolis corners. So the race is quieting down a little bit here. Joshua Holmes still has Philip Antoon for company. Jed Adams just behind them. So yeah, look at this. Mustang, Lambo, McLaren, Ferrari, BMW, McLaren, BMW. Whole range of GT3 machinery. So let's take a look at the picture-in-picture now. Keep an eye on where that McLaren's going to end up.
He's coming.
We have a crash now coming up. Aiden Williams. What's happened here?
Oh, and he's requesting to just lost it by himself on the outside. Oh, big one. Tell you what, those tyres didn't actually used to be there. You used to be able to go straight through there and just drop into oblivion as you pass through the barrier, but they've closed that gap up with some tyre barriers now.
Yeah, and unfortunately it's now bitten off quite a bit of the rear of the Lamborghini for Aiden Williams.
In pit lane.
And Jaco's now in pit lane. That releases Alex Sprague into first. 2.8 seconds behind him is Darren Lobb. 20 seconds away and the pit window will close. Oliver Foote's in the lane. Josh Thompson's in the lane. So everyone's done 2 stops. And that now releases. Jaco's just come out of the lane now. So there you have it. 2 stops for everyone.
And Connor Franson, who was in control of this race up until the safety car came out, is now down in P14. That is badly timed, and I think he's going to be regretting not getting in for that first stop a little bit earlier to make sure he could get the second stop done under safety car.
Yeah, I would think that he's thought that maybe this race might be safety car free, given how long the lap is, but unfortunately you cannot predict when that safety car will turn up. So we have less than 10 minutes in this one. So now it's all down to the business end of this race. Nick Aston looking for a move on Robert Henry. This will be for P5.
Super close on that draft. Does he look to pull out and make a move? backs out of it there.
Yeah, he's backed out a little bit there. I don't think he wants to get too close to the back of Robert Henry. Maybe trying to look for a good run out of the second chicane. See if he can help himself there. Shane Edgar in a fight with Jenkins. Oh, down towards
so
the
close.
second chicane. How close do you want it? Oh, man, this is fantastic stuff, Shane. I mean, look, 55 minutes. We're about 46-30 down. And, I mean, look, this has been some epic racing, hasn't it?
It has been really epic racing, and Shane Edgar and Christian Jenkins continuing that at the tail end of the top 10, and they've got the strategy right and jumped up into that top 10 where they were a bit further down, and big dive from Shane Edgar, gets it pulled up, gets the move done. I thought we were about to see an accident there, but what a move from Shane Edgar. That was fantastic.
That was absolutely mega stuff there. Now, Christian Jenkins now's got Thomas McCall to watch out for, but I don't think he's worried about that too much. He's on the back of Shane now.
Here we go.
Coming through Indy. Oh man, this is big stuff. He gets it done.
Does Shane go for the dive again? He does. He sends it in the Oh, what a move again.
How close do you want to go on, boys? Oh, mate, what a move.
How many times can you change position in one lap? This is insane.
Well, with the track as long as Le Mans, I'm sure you can change position at almost every single corner if you wish. Look at Adam Hughes now. Adam Hughes now on the charge with Connor Franson right behind him. And these two, normally we'd see them battling away for top honors. Maybe even a podium. But tonight, unfortunately, strategy just hasn't gone their way. What a race this has turned out to be.
Yeah, such a good race. Dylan Shepherd sitting there in P15. Jenson Bay just ahead of him, and it seems so weird to be calling these names that we're so used to seeing up the point end of the field, down outside of the top 10, trying to come back and fight back and score as many points as they can, but they've just got the strategy wrong tonight, or been unlucky with the timing of the safety car anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately that has caught everyone out. Look at Adam Hughes now looking for a move there on Christian Jenkins. Gets it done. Look at the dive from Connor Franson. Trying his best to get past. Bit of contact there, bit of argy-bargy.
And Christian Jenkins is not one to back down easily. Oh, Shane Eggers off. Big lock up there and into the gravel.
Oh, now was there potentially a bit of contact with Adam Hughes? We'll take a look at a replay here. Down into the S's.
Oh, yes, yeah, there was a touch.
Oh, that's going to bite Adam Hughes big time. He's not going to like that.
Oh, now Shane's
around.
Gone around in the wall. He's going to tow.
He's towed
and
back to the lane.
Apologies to Shane Edgar there, because I called that as a lock-up off the tyre smoke, but it was actually the cause of contact. And I should have known that a GT3 car with ABS probably wouldn't lock up and go off as much smoke as that.
No, probably not, but it certainly will. Now we know what happened to poor old Shane Edgar. Oh, big off there. Is that Christian Jenkins in the background there? I think he's had a bit of a moment out of the chicane. Here we go. Let's have a look, see what happened. Here we go, coming to the chicane. I'm sure he's the one that had the moment. Oh, there he goes. Unfortunately, a little bit of a lose and couldn't get it gripped up to make the exit of the first chicane, and now finds himself in a battle with Jaco Fenter, who's about to get passed by Sebastian Bate. Oh, a little bit of contact there down the straight as they come into Mulsanne corner. We've got Holmes in the background. He'll be looking for a move as well. Oh, man, this is fantastic stuff. Sean McNamara in the back there as well, also trying to sneak his way through. Get past the lone Corvette out there, number 100.
Yeah, Sean, as always, lurking in the background and looking to pick up the pieces. He's going to get a good draft here. Has half a look. Oh.
That Corvette a little bit wide at this stage.
Oh, thanks about the big
Sean.
dive. Oh.
Jeez. Sean was coming from a long, long way back to try and make that one stick.
I think he's been watching Shane Edgar through there and thought he could replicate that, but couldn't quite get it done.
Must have a stream on another screen that he can watch while he's racing. Absolutely mega stuff there. But now looking a little bit further around, got Joshua Holmes, got Fraser, Sebastian Bates, sorry, Yoko Fenter. And Yoko's in it at the moment for 15th place still with Fraser Clegg. And we've got about 2.5 minutes or so left in this one. So we're closing in on the end.
Yeah, I believe Alex Sprague has started that final lap now, so we'll be getting the checkered flag next time around.
Oh, thank you for the update there, Shane. Yeah, I'm still not too 100% sure on how iRacing works it out with these timed races to see when it is the last lap of the race, as Yoko has made it past Fraser. And he's going to have Sebastian Bate for company as well in the rear there as well. So now Yoko's going to play defense now and try and keep out the charging pack of Mustangs just behind him.
Bit of a stampede of Mustangs in behind there.
Don't forget the lone BMW as well. Also maybe want to make a move there. Look at Fraser now. Pulls down the inside, down the Mulsanne. Does he get this done to the first chicane? Ooh, watch the gap, boys.
Side drafting going on. Oh, touch into the chicane side by side. They keep going.
A little bit of a touch there, Fraser. Last bit of route. Oh, bit of a touch there with Yoko. Now watch out for Sebastian Bade. Gonna make it 3 wide. And Holmes gets in on this one too. Oh. No way. Oh, wow. I thought we were going to go 4 wide there for a second. This is awesome stuff.
Oh, no. Big one.
Holmes.
Joshua Holmes hard into the wall, and it's still going on. Fraser Clegg is going to go into the tyres here. Oh, that was so good, but that is not how we wanted to see it end.
Oh, damn, what a finish. Damn, it was so close. And Yoko would have a bit of damage on the front of that car. I saw the bumper, and I saw the bumper disappearing as well. So no doubt he'll have some damage from that. Damn, that was a huge off there. We'll have a quick look at the replay of this one. Take a look at this. Joshua Holmes comes across the nose of Yoko. Now watch Josh here. There you go. See, there he goes there. And there's Yoko again into it with Fraser. So that's going to be a big off there. And that's going to be a lot of discussions in that one. We'll take a look back at our leader now. Alex Sprague, as he comes across the line. Comes around the Porsche curbs. You can see the picture-in-picture, you can see the onboard of him coming through the last little section now. So Alex Sprague, who unfortunately couldn't set a lap time in the 15-minute qualifying session earlier tonight, started at the back of the grid, up 27 positions, and will come across the line and grab a race win for our 55-minute feature here tonight at Le Mans for round 8 of the GT3 Winter Series. Darren Lobb had a big off at the start of the race and comes home in second. The strategy worked out well for them. Jacob Beal in the Mustang in third. Jesse Simpson, the 008, up 30 positions. Nick Aston up 28 to finish P5. Robert Henry in P6. And then we have the quadruple of Mustangs. Matt Priest in 7th. Connor Franson in 8th. Adam Hughes in 9th. Dylan Shepard in 10th. What a race that was, Shane. Absolutely mega.
That was insane. The timing of the safety car just flipped that one on its head. Alex Sprague not getting the lap in qualifying and able to work the strategy to perfection to jump to the front and take the race win. And Darren Lobb just behind in second as well after being in the gravel on the opening lap. That was a big turnaround for both those drivers to grab a big haul of points tonight.
That was absolutely tremendous stuff. Joshua Holmes coming home there in P24, Jonathan Turner in P25. Man, that was just incredible stuff. Peter Blackie, all the way on the other end of the circuit, going to come through, try and finish off in P27. That was absolutely incredible stuff. We're hoping to get a couple of driver interviews in. We'll see where our other drivers are sitting. Robert Henry taking a cruise lap around this Le Mans circuit, maybe trying to soak in the fact that he's managed to make it through that 55-minute race as well as he did to finish up in P6. All right, so we're going to take a look at some driver interviews. We'll close off our little picture-in-picture there, and we'll bring in our first place winner. We'll grab him in here for a chat. Alex Sprague, welcome to the winner's circle, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Pretty hectic race.
Mate, hectic is probably one word I would use to describe how that was. Chaotic is probably another one. Look, unfortunately, you couldn't get a qualifying lap in. Can you tell us about that quickly?
Yeah, I made a mess of qualifying. My first flying lap, I cut the second last corner, which gave me a slowdown, which also carried on to my next lap. So that pretty much buggered up those 2 laps, unfortunately. But yeah, then when it came to the race, I sort of just tried to play the strategy game, and it worked out perfectly.
Well, it did actually work out perfectly. I think that safety car sort of saved you as well. And I mean, you made a good call there to pit early in the first stop and then come into the pits under the safety car. And it helped you a lot. And I mean, what did you think on that restart, you know, when you had like the first 8 or 9 cars in front of you all just dive into the pits and try and get their second stop out the way, and you just flew past them?
Yeah, I decided to, since I was in traffic at the back, to come in early to try and hope for a safety car like that to happen. And I was waiting and waiting, and when that came out, I was pretty pleased to know that I could pretty much gain a free pit stop on all the guys in front. And then yeah, on the restart, like 10 cars in front of me dove into the pits, which helped me out a lot. So yeah, pretty stoked with that.
It absolutely did, mate. It was awesome stuff to see. Just talk us through that. Like how was that for you? I mean, obviously you looked like you kept it calm. The start of the race, you were busy trying to make your way through. But once the safety car came out, once that second half of the race started, I noticed that you were a little bit more calmer, and you just knew where you were at the time.
Yeah, start of the race was pretty messy, to be honest, being caught up in traffic, just making a couple mistakes. But yeah, once I made that pit stop and got into fresh air, yeah, car just felt much better, and I felt like I was driving much better myself. And then at the end there, when I was out in front, I was just trying to manage that gap to Darren behind, so he wasn't getting too close enough to get into the draft, which would have helped pull him along a lot. So yeah, just tried to manage that gap.
Absolutely awesome stuff. Well, anyone you want to thank before we let you jump off for the night there, mate?
Oh yeah, I'll give a shout out to Auto Moves, Apex Lab, Simblacks, Edge Overlays, Simrap Market, Simagic, Pat Skeet Designs, and everything Jordan does for the team. Cheers.
Absolutely amazing stuff, mate. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you on for the next one next week, mate. Should be a good one.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers. All right. Well, that was Alex Sprague, our race winner. We're going to bring in Darren Lobb now, our second place man. And Shane, you've got him, mate.
Well, Darren, from the gravel at turn 1 to the second step on the podium, that was an insane race. What did you make of that?
Hello, gents. 2 nights in a row. That's a good thing. Can we stream something tomorrow night so that we can make it 3 in a row? Yeah, but bit of a crazy race. I can't help but feel pretty disgruntled about the stupidity of going 4 wide on the first lap of the 55-minute enduro. So I hate to be sour grapes, but I guess the guys who caused it, that got caught up and haven't done their second pit stop by the time the safety car came out. Unlucky, right?
You came in early. Was that just to get damage repaired, or was that a strategy to try and position yourself for if a safety car did come out, you could take advantage?
Oh, it was a bit of both, to be honest. That trip through the gravel took my whole front end off, and I could kind of make up positions the first 2 or 3 laps, but it was really just biding time to get into the pits and make a pit stop, and then kind of just hope and see where things panned out. I think I probably had good enough pace to get back up into the top 15, top 10. But the safety car certainly helped, and it's Le Mans. People crash every lap for the entire distance of a race, so it was only a matter of time before a safety car was going to call. So it was probably the smart strategy to come in early in any case and not get caught out. I was pretty surprised that it was only Alex and myself that really played that strategy. So it worked out nicely in the end.
Yeah, it's funny actually. Just before the safety car came out, I was about to say I'd be getting a little bit uncomfortable if I hadn't pitted yet, and then safety car came out, and you guys were able to take advantage. Once that did pan out, though, you were able to stay pretty close to Alex there. Did you think you had a chance of getting maybe a little bit closer and challenging for that race win, or were you sort of focusing on just keeping that P2?
No, I was pushing. I wanted to try and get up to the back of him. We had run together I think we put it on the same lap for our first pit stops. And I figured out at that stage I was about 3/10 to half a second a lap quicker than him. And I closed the gap down pretty quickly and got it to about 1.5 seconds. But I realized at that stage that, he had kind of found the 3 or 4 tenths that he had been missing in the first stint. But the Lambo just seemed quicker than me kind of everywhere except that really fast section through kind of Porsche curves and that towards the end of the lap. But I think that was also compounded. I think he had 1 or 2 slowdowns through that section as well. So it gave me a bit of a false sense of security that I was going to get up onto the back of him. And, the draft in these cars around this place makes it a fairly good pass if you time it right on the last lap. But he drove well, man. He lost out on the win on the last lap of both races last night in the Porsche races, so he deserved to hold on the last lap tonight and get a W.
Yeah, good stuff. Anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Just a big thanks to the DPR boys. They all jumped on and watched the stream. And I have to find my interview helper here. Like I said last night, we've got a couple of new sponsors on board. So big thanks to Staffed, High Performance Media, Lamprey Transport, and arguably our most important one, DPR Docs.gg. Thank you to you guys.
Good stuff. Well, congratulations again on the P2 finish there.
Thank you, gents. See you later.
And that was Darren Lobb, our P2 man. We'll have a quick word with our P3 before we end it. And we have Jacob Beale in the lounge with us. Welcome, Jacob.
Thank you.
Mate, P3, well done. Were you ever, when you started the night off, were you ever expecting a P3 for your efforts tonight?
No, I was just hoping to stay on the track and finish.
I think that's what everyone does when they jump into to an iRacing race. Is just hope to finish. I mean, because that's all that really matters. But I mean, look, congratulations to you. I mean, look, not a bad result to end the night. 55 minutes around one of the most grueling tracks, one of the most iconic tracks and most grueling tracks ever in existence, that being Le Mans. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it's a challenging track. I I really didn't like my setup with my car tonight. I was really, really on edge through the Porsche curves the whole time. I was literally waiting for a spin, but I just got a bit lucky with that safety car. Um, but I did really enjoy it. I felt a little bit of pressure at the end, but it was really, really good fun.
Nothing wrong with a bit of pressure, especially when you're going racing and you're having fun, mate. But yeah, look, so far, I mean, look, the strategy worked out for you. It obviously worked out for a few people to make that first early pit stop and then obviously pit again under the safety car. So not a bad run for you so far for the night, is it?
Nah, it was actually really good. I was a bit concerned after the safety cars. Like didn't know how many people had pitted before me or whatnot, so I wasn't sure where I was going to end up. But uh, all paved out for me.
It paved out very well for you, mate. Anyone you want to thank before we let you go for the night?
Um, just my partner, my mum and dad, and my work, Elite Welding.
Absolutely awesome stuff, mate. Well, congratulations on the third place tonight. We will see you for next week.
Thank you very much. See ya.
See ya. Well, that is it from us here at round 8 for Le Mans for the SuperCars NZ GT3 Winter Series. And we are so grateful that you could join us tonight. Quick shout out to our sponsors, MRP, SuperCars NZ, of course, Broadcasting Lounge, Gamma Flare Sim Racing, and Sim Blacks. I'm Brandon Stark, alongside me with Shane White for the night. We'll catch you guys next week.